Welcome guys, it's Basic English by me Sania. So a little information about me. I'm pursuing BSc LLB from Sharda University. I'm a passionate teacher and you can follow me on Unacademy by this given link. Your feedback is really precious to me. So please rate, review, recommend, share and comment. Today we will learn about the sentence structure. Sentence construction. Here are 5 ways. I am going to show you 5 ways, that is patterns of constructing a sentence. Each pattern or sentence structure can be used for making any number of sentences. You can make thousands and billions of sentences by knowing the only 5 ways of writing constructing a sentence. The adverbial is the most often, not essential part of the sentence. Brackets around the word adverbial indicate this fact. For more information on adverbial, read about them on the page of parts of sentence. The first part is the subject-verb structure, SV. Very simple and the most essential one. Most people create confusion in this and put other words like helping verbs and main verbs and other verbs, adjectives, and make this sentence complement and very complicated though. So this sentence is very simple and short. Here subject and transitive verb. The boy jumped is the subject. Over the wall is the adverbial. He sleeps is the subject. During the lectures is the adverbial. Birds of same feather is the subject. Flock is the adverbial. Second, the subject-verb structure. In this, a subject will be present, a verb will be present, and an object will be present. Object can be adverbial, right? So here are example. She teaches is the subject. English is the transitive verb. At university is the adverbial or object. So she teaches English at the university is the complete simple sentence which means and is completed. His car hit is the subject. A tree is the transitive verb. This morning is the adverbial. They is the subject. Will meet the boss is the object. So these are the examples of it. Okay, here we go with the third part. Now by the time of third one, now we will get into the complex sentences, something a little bigger sentences. Meaning should be relatable and should be compact, but it is really complicated. Do learn it very confidently. The subject verb direct object structure. So subject is important, verb again the action verb, indirect object and direct object. You have an option in between them. Either you can put the indirect object and direct object, or you can put only the indirect one, only the direct object. In this you can put both also together structure. So we call as SVIODO. IO stands for indirect object and DO stands for direct object. Do learn this formula. By this you can learn easily and make sentences more vastly. Subject, transitive verb, indirect object, direct object, adverbial. These objects are also called as adverbial. So instead of adverbial I can say this also, or instead of this I can say this also. So please don't get confused in between them. First example, the woman gave her daughter a gift on her birthday. Here the woman is the subject, her daughter is the transitive verb. A gift is the indirect object. On her birthday is the direct object. Here indirect object and direct object both are stated in the sentence. The bank manager redundancy granted the poor farmer in the moon of this country. Bank manager subject, this is the transitive verb. The poor farmer is the indirect one. In the loan in this morning is direct object. Mr. Mendoza is the subject. Taught is the transitive verb. Us is the indirect object. Greek in those days is the direct object. So in these sentences, both direct and indirect object are kept together. Fourth one is the subject-verb-subject complement structure. Don't get confused that subject word is kept over this here and this also. It is S, V, SC. S stands for subject, V stands for verb, and SC stands for subject complement. Subject, linking verb. Verb should be what? Linking verb. Subjective complement, that can be called as adverbial. So don't get confused between adverbial, object and subjective complement. Hannah is the subject, was is the linking verb, a teacher is the subjective complement. In Delhi is also the adverbial. And the old man is the subject, looks happy is the linking verb, and today is the subjective complement. Those young people, again this is the subject, will become linking verb. Expert soon is the subjective complement or adverbial. The subject verbs object complement structure. This is again the last one and the most complex and complicated. It is S, V, O, OC. This is the main formula for it. S stands for subject, V is the verb, O is the object, and OC is the object complement. The PM, the subject. Appointed, transitive verb. Mr. X, Minister X can be anyone. The object complement. In two is the adverbial. Similarly, the inspector found the man innocent. The landlord called the new tenant crook. The landlord is the subject. Called is the transitive verb. The new tenant is the object. A crook is the object complement or adverbial. All sentences I have given as examples are above are affirmative sentences, that is those that state, declare, mention some fact. Other types of sentences such as negative sentences, questioning sentences, interrogative sentences can be constructed by them. More importantly, if you have noticed, in each of these sentences there is only one finite verb, word or phrase. Such sentences are called simple sentences. So the type I told you, all are simple sentences. You don't need to worry about it. Sentence structure has different levels. This page has shown you the various sentence parts can come together to form simple sentence. Constructing a simple sentence like building a room, like bricks, then cement, and then the main material. What about a house with several rooms? So this was a room, just a room, and now we will make several rooms. We do sentences which can build from two or more simple sentences. They are called as complex sentences and compound sentences. We will learn about the complex and compound sentences in my next lesson. Okay, so stay tuned.